Hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Welcome to another episode of the Audible Daily Sports Breakdown by yours truly, the God of Dots. I hope everybody's had a good day. I know I have. Looking forward to the weekend. Woo! Boy, been a week. Listening from the cloud. How you doing, Miss Murray? How you doing, Gator Girl? Welcome as always. Yeah, we're gonna talk about last night's game. Game 3, Denver overpowers, and let's call it what it is. Overpowers Miami. Last night, we got a little bit of NFL news, but we're going to mainly focus on Game 3. Game 3 played out exactly like I was saying it was going to play out. Jamal Murray was going to come out aggressive. First time in NBA history. First of all, let's give congratulations to the Denver Nuggets on a hell of a performance. Jamal Murray came to play. Let's give him his round of applause. Thank you. I called it. I said, Jamal Murray was going to have to come out and be aggressive, and that he was. He was very aggressive from the word go. With the scoring, he had 20 in the first half. I said Jamal Murray was going to have to come out and be aggressive, and Yoke was going to be Yoke. Yoke with the quietest 30 and 20 triple-double I've ever seen, period. I mean, it's just – Miami is when the threes ain't falling, you just have no answer. You have no answer, and Denver is way too good of a team. Like I said, I'm still predicting gentleman's sweep. Game 4 is tomorrow. News on that: Tyler Hero has been already ruled out for Game 4. So, under likelihood of you seeing Tyler Hero, unless this series goes 6 or 7, which I don't think it will. I don't think you'll see Tyler Hero at all during the finals, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, injuries happen. Injuries part of the reason you had the roads you had. But let's focus more or less on last night's game. But it is some takeaways for Miami in a positive. But Denver was just too good from the word go. Like I said, Jamal Murray was going to have to come out and be very aggressive. They ran a lot of pick and roll between him and Yoke, and that creates a whole lot of problems. How you doing, Ms. VS? That creates a whole lot of problems for a whole lot of teams. And Gator Girl dropped a comment in here earlier, and she says they're the best tandem in basketball right now. Keyword being right now. I don't know if I would go that far as far as saying the best tandem period on any given night. The other people can have an argument for that. I think the best part of that equation is Yoke. Yoke is consistently good. He makes the right basketball decision, and it's just a monster on the boards for a guy that has no visible athletic ability. The IQ of Yoke, at his age, typically you see guys with that kind of IQ at a much older age than Yoke is, but Yoke has an IQ, man. Is you're watching brilliance on the floor. You're watching brilliance on the floor, and you're watching him pick apart one of the better defenses and one of the better defensive minds in basketball and sports. He's picking them apart. It don't matter if you put Bam on him. It doesn't matter if you put a smaller guy. Yoke is still going to affect the game in a positive way. For Denver, and truth be told, I don't think he's had, to my knowledge, I don't think he's had a bad game so far this playoff runs. If you can find a quote unquote bad game for Yoke, please point out. Even in the losses, Yoke has been consistently good. The games they've lost, is taking, heroic efforts from other guys to kind of overcome the brilliance of Yoke. You're seeing why this guy is a two-time MVP. You see why he was runner-up for MVP this season. Now, you see the question going across the ticket: is Yoke the best player in the NBA? I mean, if he continues and closes out this series with the level of brilliance that he has displayed so far during this playoff run, it's hard. It's hard to make an argument against him. Guy is a two-time MVP. Could have been 3 times consecutive this season. I think Embiid earned it, but if the voters wanted to go with Yoke, it'd have been hard. You'd have been hard pressed to fight against it. Number 1 seed in the West, considering they didn't always play the best basketball, hung in there and have dominated during this playoff run. And you got to ask the question: is Yoke the best player right now in the NBA? What player has such a profound impact on a nightly basis, on a consistent basis, than Yoke? For a guy to average a triple-double during the season is remarkable enough, but this guy is a center. For a center to have the kind of basketball vision that he has, able to still go out there and score, and he scores so quietly. It's not loud. It's not, we're used to our big men either having the flash of an Elijah Wine or having the brawn of a Shaq. But Yoke game is like, it's like textbook basketball. Has nice footwork, gets to his spots, has a respectable enough jumper all the way out to the 3-point line. He causes problems for the defense, causes too many problems for the defense. And when he's not causing problems and when he's in attack mode, the vision, that's part of the charm, the allure of watching Yoke play. Is watching Yoke play. Like, typically, when big men get the ball, they're not really looking to facilitate the offense. They're not really looking to create shots for others. But Yoke does it on a nightly basis, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it. Ms. Via says, is there going to be a show tomorrow night in the other realm? Yes, it will be. I'll tell you a sneak peek, since nobody from over there really knows that I'm over here too heavy. But it's a certain pastor who decided to go live, and he left his microphone on at the end of the show, and it was some very interesting conversation that I happened to clip before he took it down and edited it out. But yeah, I got it. We're going to talk, but yeah, it's going to be a show in the other round. But yeah, we're going to keep it clean over here, Miss V. It's going to keep it clean. But yeah, you think Denver will win? I think Denver will. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think Denver gets them out of here in 5. And there's nothing wrong with that, Miami. But back to the magic of Yoke. Talking about Yoke. No, I can't think of any player currently right now that is playing right now at a level that Yoke is playing. Yoke is playing, we're talking, Hall of Fame. And when it's all said and done, Yoke is first ballot. He wins a championship this year, solidifies him amongst the greats of the big men. But I don't recall seeing a big man that controls the offense so much without dominating the basketball with the scoring. Yoke is like, hey, I'll get the boards. I don't really care for shots. I'll get mine. The man had a triple-double at half, and you're looking around like, how? How is this man able to do it? And it's just the brilliance of Yoke. It's hard as a nine. So that raises the question: is Yoke the best player in the NBA at this point? I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, it's hard to find another guy. Maybe Embiid when he's healthy. Maybe Giannis has a big of impact on the game like Yoke. But Yoke, so much that of what Denver does flows through him, and he doesn't waver, he doesn't shake. For a guy to 30 20 and 10 last night, man. Now Jamal Murray came out in gangbusters. it surprised me that at the end of the game he had a triple double going. Like Jamal Murray needs to play like that for them to go ahead and close this series out in 5. Jamal Murray has to come out with the same mindset he had last night. Come out, attack Miami, put the pressure on Miami defensively. Jokic's going to get his, and just control the flow of the game. Control the flow of the game. Now, if I'm Miami, it's some positives to take from last night. You know, as well as Yoke and Jamal were playing last night. You were in the game. You were in the game for a good half. Third quarter, it just kind of got away from you. Shots wasn't falling. I don't know. Has anybody seen Caleb Martin? You know, I don't want to put too much pressure on a guy. You know, he's an undrafted player, but you are an NBA player. But you know, you can go from you should have been Eastern Conference MVP to now, you know, we're looking for you. And this report's coming out that he having migraines, and you know, I hear the word migraines, NBA playoffs. First the name that comes into my mind is Scottie Pippen. So I don't know what his situation is health wise, but this is why we was talking about yesterday. You know, Dame Lillard possibly being a piece that Miami, you know, can explore looking at getting, because you need guys that can create shots. You need guys. Jimmy can't do it. Not like this. Jimmy, he can do it for stretches, but to overcome the brilliance of a Yoke, to overcome Jamal Murray in attack mode, you need another guy who can go out there and get his own shot. Bam has played very well thus far during this NBA Finals, a lot better than I thought he would, considering the matchup. But you need a guy that can go out there and get buckets. You need some dogs out there on the floor that can go out there and get buckets. And I think Denver found one last night. The rookie, Christian Braun, I say Braun, but they call it Brown, came in like game busters. And, you know, while we're talking about Caleb Martin, has anybody seen Michael Porter Jr.? I don't know if it's an injury he's, you know, they haven't disclosed. He just doesn't seem like himself, and his minutes of going to other guys. You know, Jeff Green started to get more burn. Christian Braun came in last night, a hell of a game. Won 7 for 8 from the field. Came in attack mode. When you think of Denver, you don't really think of Denver having athletes like that. But with the exception of Joker, you got some good athletes on Denver. You got some guys that can get up and down the floor. You got some guys that can attack the rim. It's not just Aaron Gordon. Jamal Murray can attack the rim. KCP, when he's motivated, he can attack the rim. Jeff Green can put it on the floor. They got a lot of guys that can attack. You just don't think of them, you know, because when you think Denver, you think Yoke, you think slow, you think, you know, methodical, half court. But, you know, Denver is an up and down team. But at Miami, it's some positives. Like I said, you was in the game for a good chunk. You was in the game for the first half. Jimmy came out very aggressive. I don't know why he kind of lost that edge as the game went on. I get, you know, you want to get other guys involved, get other guys going, but it's just the NBA Finals. This is the NBA Finals, and you know, you have to be, as the underdog, you got to be in attack mode. You can't. I think Miami settled for a lot of threes, a lot of contested threes last night. Threes weren't dropping. Wasn't attacking the paint enough, putting the pressure. I mean, you can get Jokic in foul trouble. But wasn't really put enough pressure on Denver on the defensive end, like I think they should have. They were staying in the game, you know, early because they were, but then they kind of tailed off and fell in love with the jump shot a little too much for my taste. Do I think Miami comes out with a better effort? Game 4, sure. Game 4 for sure, but until you kind of solve the riddle of how you want to defend Yoke, you're fighting an uphill battle. And, you know, I hate to say it, Miami fans out there that are listening, I mean, it's been a good run. Nothing to be ashamed of. You lost to the best team. You know, it's not a fluke. The Denver is here. It's not a fluke. The Denver is rolling like they are. They are the best team in the NBA right now, and it's no shame, Miami, in losing to them. Now, would I like to see a 7-game, just as a pure basketball fan? Yeah, I would like every series to go 7 games, but the way this series is kind of shaping up, nah. I think game 2 was Miami's best shot. They took it, they won. I don't think they get it up there. I think they have a better effort come game 4, but you've got to find a way to make. I will, if I'm Eric Spoelstra, my defensive strategy is do what we can to kind of limit Jamal Murray getting to his spots like that. But I would turn what worked for you in game 2 was the fact that you turned Joker into primarily a scorer, and he can score with the best of them, can score very efficiently. But when he's scoring, he's not setting up other guys. Other guys are not getting in rhythm. Other guys are not getting shots in comfortable areas. I think you might want to have to go that approach. Hell, if it takes me winning the game to let Yoke get 50 a night, I'll do that. I just cannot, if I'm a Heat player, I just cannot sit back and just allow Yoke to just, decide what he wants to do. I want to kind of, make the decision for him. I'll say, hey, you're going to be a scorer. We're going to play lockdown defense on the other guys. We're going to make the other guys, we're going to pay attention to them and not be more concerned about you, throwing a pass over a head and all that kind of stuff. What's going on, Jerm? What you think about CP3 getting away? We talked about it yesterday, man. I mean, it was bound to happen, and it's more of a money thing with Phoenix. I know Phoenix is kind of talked about trying to get trade options, but nobody wants CP3's contract. So I mean, you might as well waive him. Save the money by waiving them. Go get you some more pieces to go around KD and Book, in my opinion. It was bad for them by letting Murray drop 30 plus as well. Yeah, I said it yesterday, during a pregame, I said, hey, if Murray comes out in attack mode, Denver wins. I think Miami, hey, for you guys, you got to go back to the same form you had a game 2. I'd let Yoke get 50. If I can get Yoke with 50 and 6 assists, I'll have to live with that. I cannot live with Yoke having 35, 15 plus boards, 10, 15 assists. You cannot. Especially when you're Miami, when you don't have the scoring punch to counteract that. You don't have the scoring punch to counteract that. Phoenix, ran into that buzz, saw that as Denver. But Miami is less offensively gifted than Phoenix. So I mean, it's just a bad, it's a bad matchup for Miami. I think Miami, if they'd have been playing another Western Conference team, might be more of a more competitive series. But Jokic is a bad matchup. I mean, he's a bad matchup for a lot of teams. But when you got Murray getting to his spots, being aggressive, and setting up guys. I mean, 2 guys, the first time in NBA history, 2 guys have had 30-point triple doubles. First time in NBA history. You cannot. I mean, even if Jamal Murray doesn't duplicate that, the next game you can't let Murray come out and get 25, 30. You can't. I will make Yoke the primary scorer. I will try to do my best to limit the damage of Murray getting hot, but no. I mean, it's a wrap for me, man. I said it was over in 5. I gave Miami 1. Game 2 was they won. I think Denver celebrates on their floor in Game 5. I think the series is over. As a basketball fan, I wish it would go longer. I wish it'd be a lot more entertaining. I'm not surprised by the TV ratings because Miami and Denver, those are not they don't play a sexy style of basketball. But if you're a true basketball fan, you can appreciate what you're seeing out there on the court from both teams. But it's not. Let's keep it a buck. It's not the sexiest matchup. This is not what the NBA really wants to promote. Pump your brakes there, Jerm. Shaq and Kobe numbers. Pump your brakes. Murray has been good, but Shaq and Kobe numbers, nah. I'm not ready to put them in that category. No. I mean, Jokic has been brilliant throughout. Jamal Murray, he's disappeared for some games. So no, I can't put him in that category. just yet. Hold on, let me do this because I forget to do it every show. Every show. Like, nah, yeah, pump the brakes on that, Jerry. Pump the brake. I mean, I'm enjoying the 2-man game. Gator Girl, if you scroll up, she said, right now they're the best duo in the NBA. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what makes me hesitant on picking them as the best duo is the fact that Jamal Murray, he can go stretches where he's not as efficient and effective as he could be, and that's the only thing I will hold back on it. I mean, Yoke is Yoke. Yoke is a 2-time MVP, could have been 3-time MVP, but Murray. I don't know if he's crossed over into that realm of superstardom just yet, But I'm enjoying the two-man game. Let's see if Murray is able not necessarily get a triple double for the remainder of the finals, but let's see if Jamal Murray can go out there and consistently and be efficient, give you 25, 30 to close out this series. Then we may start having conversations as far as the best duo in the NBA. I mean, that can be I can make an argument for a couple of teams, a couple of guys having the best duo when they're going. And that's always the thing. I think think about this past season. If Harden and Embiid are playing at their pinnacle, I mean, I think that's a better duo than Murray and Yoke. I think if Tatum and Jaylen Brown are dialed in with their shots, I can make an argument as that being the best duo in the NBA. So it's kind of subjective. It's kind of subjective, but the one thing that works for Denver is the fact that Yoke is consistent. Yoke is consistent. I know with Yoke, I'm getting 20, 25 a game, 10, 15 boards a game, 10 to 15 assists a game. I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. Jamal Murray is, for me, the question mark in that equation. What's going on? I mean, that's the question mark for me in that equation. Now, like I said, I like the combo, but like I said, on any given night, I can make an argument for I can make an argument for LeBron and AD when they locked in. That who's a better duo than that when they're locked in. But right now, Denver is the best team in the league right now, the hottest team in the league right now. And Miami, unfortunately, is just a bad matchup. And I've been saying it from the start. It's just been a bad matchup. Everybody that Miami has matched up against so far going through the playoffs, they matched up pretty well. Matched up fairly even. I would say fairly even. But Denver is just a whole nother beast. Like I said, when you watch Denver, everybody's so focused on Yoke, and you thinking Denver is a slow team. Denver likes to push the pace. Denver likes to get up and down the floor. Denver likes to score. But people get it confused when you see Yoke. You think, hey, they moving slow, and all of that good stuff. Nah. I think Miami, if the 3-point shots ain't falling, they just don't have enough guys that can create and score on their own consistently to compete with Denver. But we'll see. I think Miami comes out with a much better effort. I expect Jimmy to be even more aggressive to start game 4 than he was in starting game 3. And he started game 3 very strongly, but kind of tape it off. I don't know if it's fatigue setting in. Jimmy Butler is an older player. I don't know. You're not getting anything from Love. Caleb Martin is got the migraine problems. Gabe Vincent is kind of up and down. I'm still looking for Duncan Robinson to justify the damn near $90 million they paid him with that contract. Denver is where a lot of big. Well, see, it's not just they have a lot of bigs. It's just that their bigs are athletic. It's one thing to have size, but with the exception of Joker, Gordon can move his feet. Green can move his feet. Porter Jr., yeah, he's a smooth shooting, player forward, but Porter Jr. is 6'10". They have guys that can can move their feet. They're athletic bigs. They don't just have bodies, just to be having bodies. What you don't see from Denver, teams don't really focus on it outside of Murray. I mean, you could possibly, if you had great guard play in Miami, you could possibly take advantage of the guards. I don't think you from the wings to the bigs for Denver, Miami just doesn't match up. With the exception of Bam, they have nobody that can move their feet, stay in front of guys and challenge guys enough on the defensive end to cause Denver much problems. Yoke is chilling. Yoke is chilling. Yoke is not. I mean, Bam has played well. Bam has played well. I mean, but you can't even, it's like it's inconsequential. Bam is the only front court player giving you anything. I guess you count Jimmy as a small, but outside of them two, you're not getting anything. No, you have nobody on Miami that can say, you know what, put the ball in their hand and go get me 20 a night. Caleb Martin he's had a good run. Made himself a lot of money. Gabe Vincent, them guys made themselves a lot of money with this postseason run, but I mean, for Denver to, they bring Christian Braun off the bench. And a lot of people, have never heard of him because a lot of people don't watch Denver. But I saw him when he was at Kansas. I knew how athletic he was. I knew he could get up and down the floor. I mean, they have athletes with Joke is the only slow player on the court for them. They got guys at every position that can attack the rim, and if need be, in a vacuum, get their own shot. Just because Aaron Gordon's not putting up monster numbers offensively, don't think he don't have enough game to go get his own shot. Same thing with Porter Jr., same thing with KCP, same thing with Jamal Murray. Jeff Green, he can go get his own shot. Bruce Brown has shown he can go get his own shot. Now, I'm not saying these guys are elite at doing that, but they can go get their own shot. Miami is Duncan Robinson, unless he's coming off the screen, can't create his own shot. They're missing Oladipo and Tyler Hero in this series right here more than the previous series. They're missing those two guys. They're missing those two guys, and it's unfortunately it's shown in the box score. I think if you had Tyler Hero out there healthy, in my opinion, I think this would be a much better series because you got a guy, Tyler Hero, who can also shoot, but also can create for himself and create for others. But when you don't have that, when every time down the court is pretty much Jimmy or bust right now because you're not getting anything from the others. Bam is playing well. Bam is averaging a double-double during his finals. Has put up some impressive numbers for Bam. I mean, but it's like it ain't adding up. The impact on the game ain't adding up. Yeah, I don't want to talk about my Lakers like that. But yeah, AD. I mean, let's kind of get into that. There's been reports coming out that the Lakers are not really they're kind of hesitant on offering him a long-term extension. I'm of the mindset of this. At this point, based on what I've seen from AD in his stint, not just with the Lakers, but also with the Pelicans, I'd be real hesitant at this point to really give supermax type money to AD. AD just does not bring it every single night for a guy as talented as he is. I mean, when he is locked in, I mean, you maybe find maybe one or two guys in the NBA that can compete with the skill set that he has. He's just not consistent. That's the thing with Yoke. Yoke is consistent. AD is so, we saw that throughout the playoffs. AD, great game 1, game 2 on a milk carton. Game 3 explodes. Game 4 is on a milk carton. But hey, I don't, if I'm the Lakers, considering what, I'm trying to see what my future looks like. Now I see Jerm talking about, I hope the Lakers don't pick up CP3. I hope they do at a reasonable price because I think CP3 would be an upgrade as far as consistency at the position over D'Lo. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think you can count on Chris Paul to play 35, 40 minutes a night anymore. But if I can get 25 consistent, considering that I have guys that can handle the ball and create offense for others when he's not on the floor. Dennis Schroeder has shown he can be our starting level point guard. Austin Reeves has shown you that he's able to facilitate the offense from the guard position. And when you have still LeBron James able to, if need be, facilitate the offense, I think they'll be fine. I like the move for CP3. Like I said, coming to LA, like I don't need CP3 to give me big minutes. Give me 25, make it to the playoffs. Yeah, he magically gets hurt. Yeah. I believe Darvin Ham. Then if you've been watching, I was very critical of Darvin Ham throughout the playoffs because D'Lo just didn't have it, but they didn't want to pull him from the starting lineup. They didn't want to cut his minutes for real because they was worried about damaging his psyche. And I'm like, man, this is the playoffs, dude. I'm trying to win. I don't care. And you got to have that mindset as a player, but you also got to have that mindset as a coach. Like, I don't care who don't like what. I'm riding with the best guys. And I think, for the Lakers, they stuck with D'Lo way too long. I think D'Lo, if he'd have had a consistent playoff run, would have been in line for some major money. But I think, not only are the Lakers going to be hesitant on re-signing him, I think other teams are going to be hesitant to we've seen your samples. You're not, you're still a fairly young player, but we've seen what you are. I mean, you're a pretty good guard, starting level point guard, can shoot, can create, but we know you don't play defense worth a damn, and you disappear for stretches when it matters. Not to say that the Lakers would have beat Denver. I think Denver was just a better team this season, but it would have been a much better Western Conference Finals. But you rode D'Lo. D'Lo kept. I mean, like by the time you took him out the lineup, I mean the series was over. He was already down 3-0. And now we're going to try to. Yeah. Well, I've talked about it ad nauseum. I've talked about it ad nauseum throughout the playoffs. Coaching has made the biggest impact, in my opinion, on a lot of these series. Guys, the coach that makes the best adjustments, that makes the in game, halftime, after the game, the coach that's making the better adjustments is typically the coach, and his team comes out with the win. You saw Malone come out with a Jamal Murray attack. I need you to attack and attack often. Now I'm expecting to see something like that coming from Miami. Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler. I haven't seen a Jimmy Butler-esque game since the first round, really. Yeah, Reeves outplayed D'Lo. I mean, Reeves outplayed D'Lo. Schroeder outplayed D'Lo. D'Lo gave me nothing. I mean, it's one thing when your shot's not falling, guys are struggling. I get that. I mean, but you was getting worked on the defensive end, and you was getting worked by guys. I mean, let's keep it a buck. You was getting worked by guys who are not as offensively gifted like that. You was getting worked. You was getting worked. Oh, okay. Jerem says, yeah, I like Vando. I like him. I mean, but it's matchup. I will play him. I'll see him giving them serious minutes depending on the matchup. I think he did an okay job throughout the playoffs. Yeah, he didn't give you much offensively, but it wasn't like he was getting cooked defensively. So I could kind of live with that. I mean, because he made himself a lot of money also during this postseason run. Hachimura also made himself a lot of money. Austin Reeves definitely made himself a lot of money. If I'm from the Lakers, D'Lo's out, I'll bring in CP3 if I can get him on a reasonable enough contract. Now, if he's coming in trying to get like 20+ mil, yeah, I'm out. I'm out on that that whole deal. I'm not paying $20+ million a season for damn near 40-year-old point guard to come in and give me 25 minutes and can't make it through a whole season without getting injured. And I think Chris Paul can help a lot of teams. It's been talking him going to possibly Boston. I don't know how that looks with the situation that they have. I don't know if Jaylen Brown's going to be on the move this off season. I mean, he's due for a supermax contract. Is Denver going to not Denver, but is Boston going to want to pay him and Tatum at the same time? So it's also been news on CP3 possibly maybe looking at Miami. I don't think that's a good fit. I think Miami needs to go out. If you're going to get a point guard or bring in another guard, you need a guy that can go get his own shot. You need to bring in a guy like Dame Lillard. I think Dame Lillard will be a much better fit in Miami than CP. But no, I think the best fit for CP, if I'm him, considering that what the pieces they have in LA currently, that's probably the best destination for him. I think the expectations will be a lot lower in LA. Bringing in CP3, yeah, he's still a name, but I don't think guys going to be looking at him to play 35, 40 minutes a game and lead the league in assists. Like, nah, give me 20 to 25 good strong minutes. Kind of conserve your energy because we're going to need you for a playoff stretch with your decision making and all that good stuff. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I think Van will be much better next season. Considering that this guy came out of nowhere to a lot of people, like I said, made himself a lot of money. Now I think he can get him a consistent jump shot. I think he has, with the level of defense that he plays, he can last a long time in this league. He's going to have to work on the shot though. He's going to have to work on the shot. I think if he gets a respectable enough shot to at least where he's a good corner 3 option like a PJ Tucker, he can have a long career in the NBA. He can have a long career in the NBA because you just don't find guys that, first of all, in today's NBA, they want to play defense like that. A lot of guys are so focused on getting the points, getting the money. You don't find a lot of guys that want to play defense like that. And that's also one of the reasons why I can respect the evolution of Aaron Gordon's game since he's come to Denver. Like, hey, I'm not trying to be the man. I'm not trying to score. What do you need me to do? You need me to rebound? Fine. You need me to guard the other team's best player? Fine. And Aaron Gordon has been playing lockdown defense throughout the playoffs. And if you haven't been watching, you've been missing out. But, defense is a want. Defense is a want. So I think, Van, if he gets him a respectable enough shot to where guys are not sagging off of him, he gets him a respectable enough shot, I think that makes the Lakers a better team. I think that earns him more money going forward. You think you don't think CP3 could start? You got Schroeder and I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I like Schroeder. Playing point. I think him and Reeves have a dogness about them. I like them not only just offensively, I like them defensively also. I think Austin Reeves, puts in the effort to play defense. Schroeder puts in the effort to play defense. I think that was the calling card of the Lakers because it wasn't scoring. It wasn't offense. It was defense. Now, if I can get AD to consistently play at the level that he's capable of playing at, I don't need 40 a night, man, but you got to give me 27, 28, 12, 13 rebounds every night, along with the stellar D. Well, man, we can't keep the dude on the court. Can't keep him on the court. Phil Handler will have Vandy balling like he. I hope so. I hope so. Like I said, if Vandy can get him a J, he, with the level that he defends at, I mean, stands to make himself a lot of money and extend his career a whole lot longer. But he's gonna have to get him a jumper. If he don't get a jumper and he comes in with the same offensive game that he had this season, I mean, I don't know, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. you costing yourself money when you can't, you can't shoot in the NBA. At least have a respect. Give me a respectful 18-footer. I mean, I don't need you to be a 3-point marksman, but damn, that's part of the game. Bam had to kind of work on as he's matured in the league. You got to give. I got to make you respected to some extent. I can't just have you just sagging off and roaming and all of that. I like that approach. Let the young boys cook, and keep CP3 fresh. Keep CP3 fresh. I don't mind that idea. I don't mind that idea. But before I kind of get up out of here, because I'm about to wrap the show up. It's typical housekeeping. Those that know, hey, as soon as the finals are over, we're gonna be going real hard with the NFL content. I will be doing. I've already got a couple of them. I'm about finished doing. We'll be doing a team by team breakdown for the upcoming season, as far as like recap of the previous season, the draft, free agency moves that they made, and in my personal opinion on what the team forecast look like. And as we get closer to the season starting, I will be doing shows just related to that. Now I will be doing NBA news if it's relevant. Big news, stuff like coming out of free agency. Not going to really focus on the draft unless there's some big moves as far as trades going to the draft, because we all know who's going one. The only question for the draft is who's going two, who's going number two. But other than that, we're going to be real heavy on the NFL focus. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that and all that good stuff. One bit of news before I kind of get up out of here. Kind of came across the waiver wire a little bit late this afternoon. Dalvin Cook about to be released from the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm surprised that he's being released. You're going to start seeing a lot of these. I'm just waiting for the ball to drop on Derrick Henry next. Teams are just not willing to invest major money in the running back position like they used to. I think the days of guys. I think Zeke, in my opinion, Zeke is going to be the last guy to get that kind of big time money long term like that. Teams are just not. Hey, if I can find 2 or 3 guys off the street in the draft to play the running back position, because a lot of teams, even though they run the ball to remain respectable, a lot of them don't invest money into the running back position. A lot of them just don't. It's so much easier for me to go get a guy, not even first round. You go get a guy 4th, 5th, 6th round, come in, can you give me, if I get 3 running backs, in my rotation, and, for per game, we can average about 120, 130 yards a game rushing. A lot of teams are satisfied with that, and keeping the cost down. This is not a premium position like that. If you're not a pass rusher, if you're not an offensive lineman, or cornerback or quarterback, and maybe wide receiver, I think those are the top 3 premium positions for me. As far as like based on how the money is being spent in the league, if you're not one of those, you can be expendable. You can be expendable, and it's not to say there's not great players at these other positions, but Dalvin Cook is learning, the harsh reality of what the NFL is, man. Like, it's not a running back friendly league. The days of the Emmitt Smiths and all of that, those days are gone, man. Those days are gone, and good luck to him. I know it's been, some teams out there have kind of shown interest. Also, Philadelphia has come out and made it clear that they're not in the DeAndre Hopkins market just yet. I don't know. You haven't heard too much about the DeAndre Hopkins situation as far as like what he's looking for as far as contract is concerned. I think money maybe the hang up with a lot of teams is pursuing him, because if he was to come in and play for the league minimum, I think every team in the league will be rushing to sign him if he was willing to play for that. But I don't know what his contract demands are, so we kind of wait and see on that. But yeah, like I said, as soon as the NBA finals wrap up, gonna be starting rolling real heavy with the NFL stuff. Miss Merv and Miss VS, I will be working on an outro eventually. And I will be probably changing the logo to, kind of, I'm niching down to more of the NFL stuff, but I will be, breaking, big stuff on in all realms of the sports world. Waiting for the Crawford and Spence fight. Last time I tried to upload Tate Davis and Garcia, the YouTube gods got me. But it's all right. I got a little burn, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit smarter with it this time. So I will be putting the fight up. Once it's concluded, I gotta tweak it so I can kind of stay off the YouTube radar with that. But I will be having that up. Okay, well, I can tell you who I can answer that question for the most part. Germ is a KC fan. Miss Murph is one of them trash Philly fans, and if you really haven't been watching and keeping up with who my team is, I'm just gonna leave it on the screen for you. Let that marinate. Miss Murph, we coming for everything that is owed to us, just so you know. But yeah, let me kind of get up out of here, man. It's been a pleasure. Like we'll be back tomorrow, probably about 8 o'clock, right before tip off of Game 4 in Miami. We'll see if Miami has the heart to lock it back up, or will just the Denver train keep rolling. And then of course, I'll be over in that, my other realm doing that too. Cowboys, yes, Ms. VS, you on the right side of history. But let me get up out of here. Thank you everybody for listening in. Continue to support the channel. All love is appreciated. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Watch the shorts, watch the videos, whatever. And it's all appreciated. I like doing this. I like doing this, being able to talk sports. Don't matter how many in the room, I still just like to get on the microphone and talk about stuff that I like to talk about. And thankfully, you people like to sit back and just listen to me run my mouth. So let me get up out of here. As always, still no outro, but I'm out.